Welcome to the PosiCharge how-to video series. This is video number 5 in a series we've put together for the PosiCharge Opportunity Charger, the ProCore Edge. In the previous 4 videos, we covered the features and benefits, installation, operation, and software installation. In this video, we'll go over the maintenance for your ProCore Edge. Before we get started, please note that this information is provided for you in the Installation, Operation, Service, and Maintenance Manual. Specifically, maintenance topics begin on page 49. So before you continue, we encourage you to stop this video and download the PDF copy of the manual from the PosiCharge website. Simply go to posicharge.com. Select Product at the top of the page, followed by Product Resources. When the page refreshes, select Manuals, followed by North American Installation, Service, and Maintenance, then click Download. Now that you have the manual on your PC, we're going to review 6 maintenance items: the maintenance schedule, replacing a module, replacing the output cables, replacing the controller PCBA, replacing the door panel, and replacing the fuse on the interface board connectors. The maintenance schedule for the ProCore Edge is located on pages 49 through 51 of the Installation, Operation, Service, and Maintenance Manual, and we encourage you to review this information. As you can see, some items should be inspected daily, while others should be checked monthly, or every 3 months, or yearly, and the fuse should be checked every 3 years. Please note that the data contacts should be replaced based on the number of disconnections per day, so you'll want to use the chart in the manual to determine how often you'll need to replace these contacts. Please keep in mind that data contacts in the output cable have a life expectancy of 5,000 disconnection cycles. Before you replace any components, do the following. Please note, always press the stop button on the ProCore Edge display before disconnecting SP cables from a battery. Pressing the stop button ensures you'll prevent the possibility of electrical arcing. First, unplug any vehicles connected to the charger. Then turn off the AC power at the breaker and lock it out. Disconnect the charger from the input power and battery connections. Then allow the unit to rest 30 minutes to completely discharge before doing any service work. Let's remove a module. Use a flathead screwdriver to unlatch the door on the right side of the unit by turning the latch clockwise. Disconnect the DC output cable on the left and the 3-phase AC input cable on the right from the module. Next, disconnect the flat cable starting from the bottom module and working your way upward until the module to be replaced is disconnected. Be sure to place the cable safely out of the way. Use a 7mm socket to disconnect the ground cable. Next, use a flathead screwdriver to remove the 2 mounting screws by turning them counterclockwise. Then gently pull the module out of the cabinet as shown here. Now let's install the module. Carefully install the module into the cabinet bay and turn the mounting screws clockwise to secure it. Before you go any further, be sure to use a small flathead screwdriver to adjust the power module position selector on the right side of the module as shown here. The position always begins with module number 1 on top as shown in this graph. In this video you're watching now, the technician is installing the topmost module, which is module number 1. Next, install the flat cable starting at the top module and working your way down until all the modules are connected. Lastly, connect the flat cable to the termination block at the bottom of the cabinet. Then reconnect the AC input power cable and the DC output cable. Then install and secure the ground cable using a 7mm socket. The torque for the 7mm ground cable nut is 18.5 inch-pounds or 2 Newton-meters. Now let's look at removing the output cables. Begin by removing the 2 Torx TX25 screws from the panel located on the bottom left side of the charger. Remove the strain relief clamp at the bottom of the charger. Next, use a small flathead screwdriver to remove the wires from the outside interface connector. Now use the socket to remove the red output power cable and the black negative output power cable. Remove the washers and pull the cables out from the cabinet. Now let's install the output cables. Begin by placing the red output cable and the black output cable on the bus bar studs inside the cabinet. Install both washers and reinstall the nuts. The torque specification for both is 216 inch-pounds or 24.5 Newton-meters. Next, place the protective rubber sleeve on the cabinet as shown here, then install the clamp and tighten it to 53 inch-pounds or 6 Newton-meters of torque. Now install the wires into the interface connector and secure each one using a small flathead screwdriver. Please note the order of the wires from top to bottom as red, yellow, green, and black. Lastly, reinstall the panel with the 2 Torx TX25 screws. Now let's remove and install the controller PCBA. Begin by opening the door and disconnecting all 7 of the cable connectors from the PCBA. Then use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 7 mounting screws. Installation is the reverse order of removal. Install the 7 mounting screws. Lastly, reconnect all 7 cable connectors. Now let's look at removing the door. Begin by opening the latch on the right side. With the door open, disconnect all 7 cable connectors from the controller PCBA. On the bottom of the door, remove the ground cable nut and remove the ground cable. Next, use an Allen wrench to remove the M4 bolts from the 2 door hinges on the outside of the door as shown here. With the hinge bolts removed, safely lift the door up and away from the cabinet. To install the door, line up the alignment pin on the door with the alignment hole on the cabinet. Then install the 4 M4 hinge bolts, starting with the topmost bolt. The torque spec for the door hinge bolts is 1.2 Newton meters. Last of all, reconnect all 7 cable connectors to the PCBA. Reconnect the ground cable on the bottom of the door and tighten it with 2 Newton meters of torque. And re-secure the door latch. The last replaceable maintenance item is the fuse on the interface board connectors. The steps for accessing this are the same for accessing the output power cables. After removing the output power cable panel, disconnect the 2 mating connectors by gently pulling them away from the interface board. Once you've removed the interface board, gently lift the fuse from the small retainers. To install a new fuse, gently press it into the retainers. With the fuse installed, reinstall the interface board and secure it with the 2 screws, then reconnect the mating connectors and install the output cable power panel. We hope this video has provided you with a good understanding of how to replace the items we just reviewed. If you need any technical assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us. We can be reached at 866-767-4242 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. As we've mentioned before, please have the following information on hand before you call technical support. This includes the charger SKU or serial number, the module SKU or serial number, a detailed description of the problem and any fault codes, a data download if possible, a shipping contact name, a shipping phone number, and a shipping address.